I see there's some, big changes happening in the Japanese market. I think it's quite reasonable to look at the Japanese market and what's going on down there. And because I'm a Japanese, maybe I'm in a good position to tell you. And first of all, the Japanese M&A rate situation is changing every month. Every time I went back to Japan, I see the big difference in terms of the investment mind of the Japanese corporate, as well as the some other surroundings down there. And the first big characteristics is that there has been a lot of the large, industrial consolidations happening in Japan. A lot of the large corporates are trying to find a way to cooperate together with the other competitors in the same segment. They are trying to be more proactive in having a partnership with the other external parties to strengthen their core businesses. We saw the so-called sentaku shuchu. I translate it to something like the prioritization and focusing. We saw that move around 10 years ago when Japan has post-bubble era. But I see the same kind of the situation these several months. Because for example, Toshiba or Panasonic, those electronics companies have been suffering from the various business difficulties, but they are trying to be proactive in the core areas. So they are very focusing on the core areas. So in those areas, they maintain their very positive investment. And looking at the cross-border transactions, they are kind of taking a very focused approach with extremely precise target setting. Once they decide this is the areas they would like to establish a growth, so they are still very positive in making investment on a cross-border basis as well. And another characteristics we can see in the Japanese M&A market is that they are actually reviewing their existing investment portfolios. And sometimes they already have joint ventures. They have operating companies in the U.S. with some minority investment in it. But obviously they have a lot of the problems and difficulties in those existing operations and investment. So they are trying to turn around those situations by doing some restructuring of the corporate activities. So, for example, they would like to increase the shares by buying the other parties' stakes, or sometimes they'd like to just sell off the shares to the other partners. So, but the biggest move I can see that they tend to acquire the shares which are now owned by the other party. And another interesting characteristic that some manufacturing companies tend to have a long-term target which they never successfully have acquired in the past. So it's a kind of the long-term mission for them. And for them, acquiring those companies are very, especially for the management, it's a very long-term mission for them. And so now it's a very good chance for them to restart trying that. So because the valuation is lower and the Japanese yen is well appreciated. And so in many cases, we have been asked by them to really how to re-implement that move. So in that sense, we are not just helping the executions in the process. We just help them in doing, making an approach to their long-term target.